That was the G-Files Declassified by Alyssa. It was good. 2 out of 10.
I'm just making this an awkward moment for you.
PS4 perks. I bet you've got a lot to say about that. You can't
First
make
off,
me feel
the
awkward.
price is $399 and it's released November 15th. Of course, you already know that it comes with Blu-ray. That's something.
Surprise twist. On top of the $399, there is another 99 cents, which has additional sales tax.
That has been your sales with Brendan McKenna, everyone.
Gosh darn it, I'm hosting a lot of shows tonight.
You are. It has 8 gigs of RAM, so
the 8 gigabytes, what does that mean?
why don't you explain it to me, Mr. Computer Man?
RAM, RAM,
Random access memory.
random access memory,
Go ahead.
is not a type of sheep that roams the mountains, which I was going to initially say. 8 gigabytes is a large amount for a console, I'm assuming. Man, could you just
Anyway,
describe
moving
it?
on. Storage is about 500 gigs, so that means I remember my PS3 was only 160.
All right, so you
which
know
was-
so much about this. How about you explain your PS4 and how about you love it?
I love it a lot. Anyway, so that's like a lot.
I meant explain to the people that are watching our beautiful show what that means to the consumer.
What that means to the consumer is that you can play a lot of video games, download part of those video games onto your console, and be able to play those back as quickly as possible. And you can actually download a lot more video games than normal and save a lot more. As where the Wii U only has 8 gigs of memory, which is about as much as an iPhone 3G.
It's hard to get you talking about PlayStation when I actually want you to talk about it.
Because I don't like you, Brandon.
Mandatory game installs, there are none of them in this console, which is different from the Xbox One.
But I think they learned their lesson with that. And
They didn't learn a lesson. They learned that the checkbooks
actually,
were
they
like-
actually did that with 360 for GTA
Okay, yes,
5,
and there was
so-
no backwards compatibility
Which
with this
is
one.
with none
because
of 'em,
game
so.
developers, apparently, they have said that that's not an important aspect, as if the consumer doesn't
I
want to
kind
play.
of think it is.
It is.
I
You
think
kind
it's a
of.
very big-
I pop in old games all the time. I'm still playing my original Game Boy games, like
See?
the
Yeah.
black and white one.
I think that's really something big that they might catch on to, but I feel like developers are not going to get on board with that because they want to develop another game and make more money from that, or
The thing
make
is,
that jump to the next console.
thing is, backwards compatibility, it doesn't bring in money. So what it's got to be is the consumer screaming about it, because if they stop screaming about it, it's just an added feature. Like game consumers and game creators, they don't need to put that in, but they just do it because of us. And when we start, we stop complaining about it, then they'll stop adding it in.
Yep, I think that's exactly what happened. I believe the PS2 for Sony was the last one to actually
That one
do,
and backwards, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the last one. Yeah, and I believe when they got skinnier, I don't remember if the skinny version still had the backwards compatibility.
So the Xbox One doesn't have backwards compatibility
I
either?
do not believe
So
that.
the only this gen console that has backwards compatibility is the Wii U with the Wii games.
Yep.
All right.
They played it smart. Nintendo knows what they're doing. I believe we.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know?
Exactly.
So moving on to the Xbox One, its price is going to be $100 more expensive.
Say 100 again.
$100 more
That
expensive.
was beautiful. And it's going to
400.
be released on November 22nd, which is not November.
So $499.99 pennies. That is like a lot. That's like 2 months' paycheck for me.
He's having a hard time swallowing this. It'll also have Blu-ray. Whoop-de-doo. They're kind of late. But, I mean, Blu-ray
Are they
is not
late?
really
Are they
needed.
early? Blu-ray never caught on, really.
Well, it's caught on with the PlayStation, so
Well,
they've
just 'cause
already
they
had
have
it.
to, because you have to. It runs Blu-ray.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they finally
has-
added Blu-ray,
8 gigabytes of RAM.
being able to go back into the game. How fast it brings all that back.
He knows what it means. He puts
Storage.
me in the corner.
Storage is 500 gigs, just like the PlayStation 4, which is really awesome. So
I get really disappointed in anything that has less than a terabyte nowadays, because I've heard that word now and I want to see it used more often. So 500 gigabytes is okay, but maybe,
But I mean, since they have some mandatory game installs,
which will eat up memory.
yes.
Yes.
So I feel like they will also need it more. I don't
It's not
remember,
all of them, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember who I was talking to, but we talked about how you will be able to buy an external hard drive for that Microsoft Xbox One, whereas the
Yeah.
PS4 you have to exchange hard drives.
I
which
don't-
Is something
I
I don't
don't
think I'll
like-
play a game that much. to
I
where-
heard this. I heard this from some folks. The game consoles nowadays are evolving to a point where they are becoming PCs. that are specifically for games.
That's exactly what they are.
And that's what they're like. We're working with hard drives now, and we're working with RAM and like buy yourself another hard drive.
That.
Yes,
They've
no,
all
like
had
back
that.
with the NES and all that stuff. You plugged in a cartridge,
no,
it
not
would
that.
work.
No,
Nowadays,
they've
it's like,
always been like that.
man,
with
would you
the
like
hard
a
drives.
like a large fries and a soda with your new external hard drive that costs like $70? Not me. I watch Super Size Me. I know my educational facts. There's no backwards compatibility with this. The Wii U does have it. So once again, Nintendo is the superior of the three, and we're going to break for commercial.
And that's what really grinds Brendan McKenna's gears. Make sure you come back right after this break.
You know what really grinds my gears? When we use the only game with backwards compatibility. What's up with that?
You actually sound very like him.
I used to do it a bit. I used to be able to do a perfect Stewie.